Warning. The following topic that's being said here tonight is not for the faint of heart. If you have someone that's going through death or is going through a phase of dying, stop watching this video. It's recommended you take some time alone, calm down, just breathe in and out, because tonight's topic is about death. And yes, hello everyone, it's Official Punchhimmer here, and today, as you could tell by the title and this video, I will be discussing about death. It's not a topic it's not a topic that's not worth talking about. It's gonna have to be talked about. Because it's inevitable. You can't dodge death, you can't outlive it. Definitely can't be immortal. It's natural. All natural. It's kind of a tough topic to talk about indeed, because it's one of those topics where for people it's personal, but it's definitely it's not a topic to easily explain to not only adults, children, teenagers, anyone. It's hard to discuss it, but it's very hard. It's It's very emotionally draining, and from experience, it's truly a heartbreaking scene. And you can already tell by my facial expression, I am not. I don't know if I'm prepared to talk about it, but I'll do it the best I can. And then I'm gonna give people the best advice right now. If you're going through it, if you're really going through the 5 stages of grief. If anyone's familiar with those, I'll reiterate them in the video. I'll explain what you can do and how to handle the situation. But death is obviously a process of when someone's either growing to an elderly age or is going through a lot of pain and it happens to be their time, then it's definitely their time. And sometimes it's at a young age, it's sometimes at an older age, and it's not easy to talk about. It's very, very tough. Yeah, even as to explain to a child too, it's not easy. If you look at the Sesame Street episode where they discuss about death, it's not easy. It's never easy to explain to a child what death is, what happens in the process. It's grueling, yes, but it's never a subject that's easy to talk about. But, going through experiences, losing multiple pets, and even losing my great-grandfather back in 2012, it's not never an easy process. It's always step 1 of denial, step 2 anger, step 3 bargaining, whatever you call it, step 4 depression, and then of course you get to the 5th stage, which is acceptance. But there's never truly acceptance. I'm gonna say it. There's never truly acceptance of someone dying or being dead. It's not easy at all. With facial expressions alone, when you can tell someone has died, it's never easy to explain how they feel. It's very emotionally, mentally, sometimes physically draining for a person. It's very depressing, dark, gloomy, and it sometimes hurts. So, it's not a topic meant to be talked about for younger people. It's definitely never want to be talked about at all, but at the same time, we have to talk about it in order to understand what we can do as a human society of how to handle it. Because it's still going on today. If we follow the basic rules of the afterlife, after death comes life. And sure, sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. That's how the world works. Sometimes that's how nature works. In a religious standpoint, yes, it can happen in that way too. It works with either way. But It's definitely not easy, and especially if you're going through those 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and an acceptance. There's never truly that acceptance. Let's just say it right now: acceptance. Not always going to be accepting, because you can go through that cycle in many orders. You can go through it with bargaining, denial, anger, depression, or acceptance, or flip it the other way around: accept someone's death at first, but deny it, anger, and so on and so forth. It's never a clear cycle of what happens. It really isn't, and it's very hard to explain it. It's not easy to focus, like, when you're seeing that moment, but indeed, if you end up having that situation where it happens, yes. Is it best recommended to talk about it? Sometimes. It depends on the situation. I mean, if it's cancer or something, yeah, don't talk about it. But if it's like after death and it's hard, yes, recommended. You've got to talk about it. You can't bottle it up for so long. That's the worst thing you can do, and that's my first advice to people. Never bottle up the depression. Never bottle up the anger. If you do, you'll feel more worse than you are now. You'll feel a hell of a lot worse than what you are right now. If you bottle up the depression, bottle up the anger, bottle up anything, it's just going to explode in the end. It's really going to drain you. Advice number 2, and this is my advice to people: if you're going through someone that's dying or dead, you got to talk about it. I mean, it's really not easy to talk about death and dying, but to help people understand what's going on, you have to talk about it. You can't just leave it in the dark. You have to open your mind up and open yourself up. Break yourself out of that shell. You've got to literally talk it out. It doesn't hurt. Words can't kill you. It can save you. It can help you in many different ways. That's why psychologists, even people out in the world, if you've got a problem in the working world itself, if you feel certain ways, you don't bottle it. Don't keep it to yourself. You've got to talk about it. If you don't talk about it, people are just going to assume, oh, well, what's going on? I mean, you're just being silent. I mean, you can't do that. You just got to open up. Please open up. That is the best advice anyone can give. And third advice I'll give you. And this is for the people that are going through someone that's dying in hospitals, any certain medical or natural ways. Don't let them panic. This is big. Like, if someone's dying, don't let them panic. You've got to keep them comfortable. You've got to ease their mind. You've got both sides of the party, death or experiencing death at either age. You've got to realize what's going on. Take control of the situation, not in a bad way. No, don't do that. But make it comfortable for both parties. You do that, guarantee the process won't be as bad as you think it would be. Because if you let it get to a point where it's out of control, yeah, it's gonna hurt. It really strains you in the heart. Like you'll feel like it's tightening in your lungs. It's tightening around your heart. It feels like you're being strangled. Don't do that. Just make it comfortable for you, the member that's dying or going through death. Make them feel comfortable. Make it feel like that they are in a safer hands. That's all you gotta do. You just let them know you're in safe hands. Provide them with the comfort they need to undergo the grieving process. I mean, it's bare bone essentials of what psychologists can do and what people can do in general. I mean, even in the hospitals, I'm telling you, people, you've got to make them comfortable. If you don't, they'll be a mess, and you don't want that. I think that's all the advice I have to say, but definitely, this is not an easy topic. It's really not. If you want better examples of what people have done to understand death, I mean, there's multiple ways. There's many different ways. Don't do it in a sense where you look up people dying. It's not right. Just look at people that have experienced the process of someone going through a loss and understand what they have to go through. Don't just nitpick it. Just learn from experienced people. That's the best way you can understand it. Because it'll take, I mean, sure, it's hard, and I understand it's hard. But at the same time, it's always a painful process. But you've got to find a way to emotionally and mentally prepare yourself for that moment. Because you never know when it happens. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be a few years from now. But it's definitely, you've got to do your best, the best as you possibly can to do it right. So you won't feel that negative energy coming in you. That's all I'm going to say for that. It's the best you can do. Don't strain yourself where you feel like you're doing more than what's necessary. It'll hurt you in the end. It really will. So I'm going to leave everyone with that tonight. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm a little bit emotional. Yes, this is an emotional topic. I mean, it's not an easy topic. It's painful. It's not easy. It's really not easy to talk about, especially with a younger crowd, and definitely not with any crowd in general. I mean, there's different cultures that do the same thing. They don't know how to explain death, but I'm telling you, people, the best way to understand the process of what's going on, definitely, like, don't feel like you have no one to talk to. Talk to someone. Just calmly talk about it with them. Just do the best you can. Don't feel like that you're going to get alone in this dark void. People are out there for a reason, to help you and to understand the process. It's not that, I wouldn't say it's difficult, but it's definitely difficult. But you gotta talk to loved ones. You gotta talk to friends. You can't just leave it in the dark. Never bottle it up. All right, people. Thank you for watching. Definitely, if you feel like you've gone through something, like, talk to each other. I mean, hey, comments, talk about it. I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Give your experiences. I mean, we're all here for each other sometimes, and that's the best way you can go for it. So yeah, thank you guys again for watching. If you had experiences like this before, definitely pin it down in the comments. It doesn't hurt if it's private. Cool, no worries. I mean, don't worry about it. Don't comment at all. I mean, it's cool. I mean, just know that you don't. Just understand that you don't have to feel alone. People are out there to hear you out. You have a voice, and it's a reason for it. So, thank you guys again. Subscribe for more, maybe. Who knows? I don't know what will be my next topic. I mean, it's been jumbled around, but who knows? Maybe I can do another tough topic like this. And try to put out some experiences. But then again, who knows? We're in an unknowing, undestined, sometimes unknown destiny world. But it's always for experiences. But thank you guys for watching. As always, Official Punch Shimmer here, saying peace. Just once again, talk to someone if you're going through this. Thank you guys. See you later.